welcome to another Kielder Observatory podcast, and we are under the stars. Myself
with lines on,
and the sky has lines on. Let me paint a picture for you. We're in Kielder Observatory's planetarium, and is this the same one that goes out and about?
No, this is
a permanent.
This is a much bigger one.
Yeah, I was going to say this was
a permanent one.
I thought this was pretty big. We are at a new feature from Kielder Observatory, which is one that's here to stay very much.
Yeah. And
Kielder Observatory, as you will know, is named after the original location in Kielder Forest, right at the top of the hill there. But now, branching out, and we are at the Twice Brewed pub, just right next to Hadrians Wall, about 5 minutes off the A69. And this is a new facility for, not necessarily a new facility for stargazing, but a new facility under the tenureship of the Kielder Observatory, a second place where you can come, take in the night sky, and if the night sky isn't doing its thing, there's this planetarium where, I don't know if you've been to the Centre for Life, but it's kind of a bit like that, but with deck chairs.
Yeah, with nice deck chairs. That's what they are, aren't they? They're just deck chairs that you would have on your porch. Yeah, they're comfy though.
They are very comfy, but you can gaze at the night sky and you can talk about that. So tell us about this, Dan. What's going on here at Twice Brewed? How does this come about?
There's been a facility here providing stargazing for quite some time now. And earlier this year, we were asked if we could come in and look after things. And since then, since August, we came in and we've changed a few things and put the Kielder stamp on a lot of stuff. And we're still doing that very much now, still today as well. There's a few different components to what we've got. We've got the main talk space, which has electricity that comes from the power grid. Like
from power stations and everything.
Yeah, like that, yeah. And then...
If you're new to this, then you've not been to Kielder, then you'll know that the Kielder Observatory itself is very much off the grid.
Yeah, it is. And here, of course, we have flushing toilets as well.
Luxury.
Which is a huge luxury. So we have the space, which is a lovely talk space. We have the same size, lovely big projection screen that we have in there where we do our main talks. And then we also have the planetarium space that we're sat in right now as well, which can accommodate up to 30 people. Although I think 30 people is quite a squidge, so I would say between 20 and 30 people get in this room comfortably. Yeah. And then after that, we also have two areas which we can do observations outside. We've got a whole fleet of telescopes that we can spring into action when it's nice and clear. Essentially, that can be shared between much smaller groups. So a couple of people can be using their own Dobsonian-style telescopes, which are these things that are on... It's like a lazy Susan with a telescope on top. And they spin round and they go up and down. You can use them that way. And they're really easy to use. They're what we recommend that people buy for first telescopes. So we've got a fleet of those. And then we also have... a new observatory as well, or an observatory that has become a bit more of a storage shed, but we're now transitioning it back into its original purpose as an observatory, a roll-off roof. We've got two telescopes in there as well. We're installing some screens and some robotic telescopes, and that'll be online very, very soon as well. So you'll get a wonderful observatory's astronomical experience here that's distinctly different from Kielder Observatory. Kielder's got this very rustic, middle of the forest,
miles away from anywhere
setting vibe. Yeah. Whereas here, we're next to the Twice Brewed Inn, which is you can stay here. There's a microbrewery which brews some wonderful beer. We've had
we had a bit of a crafty half before we started. And the other thing as well that I noticed as I arrived here, that just around the corner there's a bus.
Yeah.
And so clearly it is quite a way even from the main road up to the observatory at Kielder. But here, if you've always wanted to go, you can't, transport may be a bit more of an issue for you. There is a bus that will get you here I'm not sure if the bus will still be running when it finishes, but nonetheless, you're not far away from civilization. You can get to Hexham fairly easily and what have you. Even if it's
you
a taxi.
can. I mean, we're 5 minutes away from the A69.
Yeah.
And even though we're 5 minutes away from the A69, you might think, well, surely that has an impact on light pollution. We are still inside the Dark Sky Park.
It is we're recording this at night now. I mean, it's not very late, but, it's winter. It's absolutely pitch black outside.
Yeah,
you cannot see your hand in front of your face.
Beautiful skies. And we're a stone's throw away from Hadrian's Wall as well. We're literally on Hadrian's Wall. In fact, where the pub is built is in one of the vallums. I think that's what it's called, the ditch. So it's a sacred site, is this area here. It's a wonderful, wonderful site to be in, and we're kind of protected in a way. Got a beautiful northern horizon for the northern lights as well. And when we're out the back here, the sky is just wonderful. You kind of feel, it's strange because you feel quite protected where we are, but you also have this wonderful big open expanse of the night sky as well, without any interference from light pollution.
So hopefully you can come and check this out. And even if you've been to the usual Kielder experience, obviously remains. That is operating at the same time. So obviously that, about that, or maybe you don't, but that's the main site, the original site. This is the additional one. Come and give it a go, is the message. And make a trip of it. Come down.
Exactly, yeah.
Make a little bit of a weekend of it. You can book yourself a hotel room, which is bookable separately. That's not a Kielder thing. Kielder are not operating the hotel per se.
We don't want to do that yet.
Dan's not moving into the hotel business just yet. But come down. You can make a weekend of it. You can stay over. You can even have a beer beforehand. You can have as many as you want afterwards.
Exactly.
But you can enjoy the dark skies as well. So a different experience, a more accessible experience for those that maybe can't make the journey out into the wilds so easily. But different as well. As say, the planetarium, obviously something that you won't find at the main site.
Yep.
Obviously you find other things there, but this is obviously unique to here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and there's a lot of what we try to do as well, and the Kielder experience is all about trying to engage people with us, with a human, not by just showing people videos And it's really funny because sometimes I get really confused by our feedback sometimes, which is, it would have been nice just to sit and watch a video. And I always think, why? why do you want to sit and watch a video?
Yeah.
We're humans, we're astronomers, we're experienced. That's what you come to see us for. I would hope that many people do come and see us for that level of experience that we have and expertise that we have. And so we try and weave that into all of the content that we do. So when we're in the planetarium where we are right now, much of it is guided by an astronomer. It's not that you come in here and sit and watch a video. You can do that, and we can do that, and some parts of the experience are that as well. Sit and watch a wonderful video, because watching a video on a 360-degree screen like this it is quite visually spectacular, especially when it's something nice and narrated by people like Tim Peake and Rupert Grint and stuff like that. But we try and keep that experience personable. It's us that are hosts in it. It's us that you get to talk to.
So come and check out Kielder Observatory now at Twice Brewed Inn.
Yeah.
On the military roads. Say it's just 5 minutes away from the A69 though. You're about half an hour away from Newcastle or so, about 40 minutes.
40
about
minutes.
Half an hour away from Carlisle in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
A different experience. Obviously, things continue at the main Kielder site as well, and you can get all the information of all the sessions that are going on. Obviously, things are a bit quieter maybe here at Twice Brewed because it is a newer edition. People aren't quite aware of it, so if you want to have something that maybe a little quieter, a little bit different, check it out. It's now open for business. Come down to the Twice. You don't have to stay over. You don't have to make a holiday of it. It can be just your one night, but obviously it's an option.
And all of that money that goes into all of the events that we do is what makes all of the other stuff possible. And this is something that we don't talk about enough, I don't think.
Let's talk about it right now, Dan.
Which is that we do a lot in the community that people maybe don't see us doing. We go into between 50 and 70 schools across the northeast of England every year with our inflatable planetaria. We've got workshops that we do as well. We do after school astronomy clubs. Some of the stuff that we do is remote as well, of course. That extends right across the country, does that stuff that we do there as well. And physically in the classroom, to get experienced astronomers physically in a classroom across 70 schools per year is a very unique thing. There's no other region that has that in the country on the scale that we do. We are the biggest provider of astronomy outreach in the country, and most of it is focused on the northeast of England. Of course, we are starting to spread out into the rest of the country as well. And none of that would be possible if it wasn't for the activities that we do at both observatories now, because that income is what allows us to bring in the right people to facilitate those things, and reduce our costs in how we operate as well. People often ask us, well, why don't you just operate on clear nights? Why do you operate on cloudy nights? Arguably because our experience is crafted to be a cloudy night experience. We try and keep people entertained, enthused. Our job is to introduce people to the universe and make you think and make you want to go and look at these things for yourself. Take it up as a hobby, take it up as a career. And that's the thing that I think people neglect to realize, is that just because you didn't study physics at university doesn't mean that you can't have a career in the space industry, because the space industry is huge now. It's a massive area, and it's something that you can still study today if you wanted to. Any one of us could go and study physics with the Open University or another university at any stage of life. And that's what we're here to do, is we're here to open up astronomy to a wider audience that once thought it was not for them because it was too complicated, it was hidden behind doors that they couldn't access. But actually, no, it's accessible for anybody, even if it just became a hobby that helped you improve your mental well-being. It's incredible for that. And I think that was part of my story. My story, and the reason why I'm here today, is because I developed a drinking problem when I used to run my own business, and I got very depressed and stressed, and then I started volunteering at Kielder Observatory, and then I got a job when our business was on the ropes, and now I'm the director of astronomy. So
there you go, eh?
Anybody can do it. It doesn't. It's not a thing that's locked off to you if you don't have a scientific background. You can access it, and it can equally do the same for you as it did for me and for many other people that are involved with the organisation as well.
And there's many other voluntary roles as well. You're always looking for people, aren't you, to come along and help out, even maybe once or twice a month or whatever. To help out. So you know, as you say, you don't have to be Brian Cox to and know everything backwards. You know, you obviously you learn about it, but if you've just got a general interest and an enthusiasm, and you just like being around people, or you like being out in the most remote possible place in northern England, then it could be the role for you.
It could be, yeah, absolutely. And volunteers are crucial to everything that we do. They help us not just at the observatory, but across all of the activities that we have. And if anything, we look for quite a diverse range of skills with our volunteers. There's so many areas that people could get involved with, even if it's down to, well, right now it's Christmas and we're getting a lot of orders through our website. So we could probably do with a little bit of extra support, picking and packing. People can get involved with that. There's a huge range of different things that volunteers can get involved with here.
So there you go. Get involved. Come down yourself as a guest, but you know, you may end up leaving as part of the furniture. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
That's what happened to Dan.
I got stuck here.
I came along once for the first time as a paying guest.
Yeah.
It was a bit of an ill-fated thing in that fact that it had been bought for me, but it was an astrophotography night, and this would have been in 2017.
Oh, it's about the same time that I started.
Oh, well, you may have been there. I'm not sure. But anyway, it was the end of June.
Oh.
And so there wasn't much astrophotography going on, but nonetheless, it was still, nonetheless, it was a pleasant experience. So, and here we are. So one of these things that you never know where it might lead. So 2 locations now: Kielder Observatory in Kielder Forest, the original, the OG is still there.
Yeah. It's very different to if you have not come for 5 years. It's very different, I would say, to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The experiences changed a lot. Even down to the way that it looks as well. I mean, we've painted the walls black, which you would think is...
Yeah, looks different now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like... It felt like it was a bit of a shed at one point, but now it feels like a really nice, sleek environment to be in. So
yeah, it's all... The furniture's been moved around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come down and check that out. Obviously, Radio Telescope's been there now for a few years.
Yeah.
So that's still a fixture. So there's lots going on there. And then, of course, here at Twice Brewed as well. So on the website, kielderobservatory.org, you'll see the sessions that are there and plan ahead. You don't have to come next week, but obviously there's lots going on for the year ahead, really, so get booking. And also family events as well. Some of these happening earlier in the day or earlier in the evening, around school holidays in particularly as well. So look ahead for when the school holidays are coming up. Different events, obviously not too late, suitable for families. And I guess as well now you've got a planetarium. Kids must really love a planetarium.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, they love it. Especially the aliens videos and stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
Really good.
So, book ahead. We usually do the plug for booking at the end, but we'll do it at the start because there's lots going on, and obviously we're talking about this new facility, and they do a very, very good meat pie.
Yeah, steak and ale pie.
We have that steak and ale pie.
Nice chips.
Chunky
gravy.
Chunky chips. Very solid gravy game.
Very solid. And bits of meat in that gravy.
I know. Oh, yeah. And I was in 2 minds what to go for, really. They've got a good selection of food. Chunky-looking burgers.
I could vouch for the burgers. They are very good.
Are they?
Very good.
So, there you are. It's all going on. And there's a Kielder Observatory beer as well.
There is, yeah, Kielder Observatory beer. Although at the moment, I think that might be limited just to Kielder Observatory that's selling that. You might be able to get it in the tap room here. I'm not sure. But
they've got a shop here at the brewery, haven't they?
They have.
So there you go. Stargazing in a brewery.
Yep.
We made it happen. Come down, take advantage of it. Open now. All the sessions available on the website. See you there soon. Let's talk about what's going on then. We're moving into December.
Yeah.
Back end of the year. Midpoint of winter, solstice, all that sort of stuff coming up, and obviously the darkest skies of the year.
It is, yeah. We're into the very darkest point of the year as we get to the solstice. This is when the sun is at its lowest most point on our horizon, at its peak of its arc. And that, of course, is because the Earth is on an axial tilt, which is still a thing that people, even my mum at one point wasn't 100% sure about how seasons worked. You know, it's not really a thing that you sit and think about, though, is it? Why do the seasons change? It's just it's either cold or hot. But the reason for that is because Earth is on this slight tilt. So if you imagine our Earth spinning around on its axes, the central point of the axis of rotation is off tilted away from the sun at this time of year. And so the sun is lower on the horizon as a result of that. And this, of course, is why we get wintertime. And we're in the absolute depths of that when we get to the end of December. And it's one of the most celebrated points of the year across many, many cultures, the Japanese, the Norwegians, various different Scandinavian countries, various other different countries as well.
Well, they're living in the night.
Yeah, they are. They're living.
Aren't they?
The sun doesn't come up on the solstice, really, depending on what latitude you're at on the planet. But there's all sorts of different festivals, and some of the meanings behind Christmas come from various different festivals that happen across various different parts of the world. For example, the burning of the Yule log, and even the whole story of Santa has its roots in this festival, this cultural festival that happens around the solstice. Even the Egyptians had various different ways of celebrating the solstice as well. It's a really important time of year because it's marking the transition between the darkness into the light again. We're starting to move into the lighter nights officially from the solstice date. So yeah, it's a good time of year.
Okay, so that's a bit of the background where we are. I mean, it just shows as well what a difference, basically a few degrees makes in terms of the weather. We're obviously
exactly.
we're not that much further away from the sun, but it makes such a massive difference. Yeah. As far as the night sky is concerned, we love meteor showers this time of year, and there's more of them on the way.
There is, yes. There's the Geminids meteor shower, which is peaking on the 14th of December. Yeah, it's quite a good one, and probably one of my favourite across the year because it's one of the most active ones. And the good news is that the moon isn't up until after 2 o'clock on the 14th, and after 3 o'clock in the morning on the morning of the 15th, which is when the peak is around. So it'll be nice and dark. Good opportunity to get out somewhere nice and dark, hopefully clear, and looking for some meteors. And just a reminder on what meteors are there. Little bits of dirt burning up in Earth's atmosphere. Every day we get about 4 million pieces of dirt hit Earth. There's a huge amount, 4 million pieces of dirt hitting Earth every 24 hours. And each one of those, of course, you could categorize as a shooting star. So it's not a star shooting. We'll just rule that out straight away. That doesn't happen. Stars don't shoot.
It's a metaphorical star.
Yeah, it will be horrible if that happened. So these are just bits of dirt burning up in the atmosphere. They're moving really, really quick, and they heat up a layer of our atmosphere as they're pushing their way through. And we get lots more of them during meteor showers because this is when we're going through the tail end of a comet which has passed us by in history. And comets, as they're moving through the solar system, they leave a little bread trail of dirt. Wherever they've been through the solar system, they leave this little trail of dirt behind them. And so if one has passed our orbital path, the route that we take when we go around the sun, we're going to go and hit that at some point in our orbit. And that's what we're doing when we get into the Geminids meteor shower. We're hitting the tail of a comet. That's what produces it.
There you go. Look out for that then. 14th and 15th, around then. Maybe a bit either side, depending, but keep your eyes peeled. Certainly if it's obviously clear night, look out for that. Talking about the moon, though, the moon's getting pretty big, isn't it?
Super. It is. It's the last supermoon of the year on the...
Well, it can't be any further after that. We're in December.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was... Was it last year there was a blue moon in December? So this is 2 full moons of the month. Last supermoon anyway of the year is the 4th of December. I love the terminology for supermoon. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit bright. Well, it's actually quite a lot brighter. It's said that you can't really notice. Many astronomers will say, oh, you can't notice. I look at the moon a lot.
As one does.
Yeah. And I am convinced that during the supermoon, I can tell that it is brighter and it is bigger. When it reaches its peak of the arc as it's crossing the sky. So it's cool. Yeah, go look at the supermoon. It's always a good thing to look at. Looks great through a telescope, although if you're using a telescope, I would recommend using a lunar filter because it's really bright.
Okay. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, or maybe a pair of binoculars. And in fact, actually, if you're looking for ideas for Christmas stills, things to stick on the Christmas list, then the Sea Star at the moment is in the sale. The Sea Star S30 is in the sale right now, which is one of these virtual telescopes, and it's staying in the sale until January. And there's 50 quid off it, so it makes it less than 400 quid for a piece of kit which can take some of the best photographs of the sky that I've seen from small kit. I really love them. I think they're so easy to use, make astronomy much more accessible to a wider audience as well. You don't really need any prior knowledge of astronomy to use a Sea Star because it does everything for you. You just look at what it recommends that you look at, click on whatever you want. It'll go away, take a photograph. And that's it. End of story. Dead easy to use. And they're about 380 quid-ish, 370, 380 quid. And 100% worth it. I would recommend one of those on your Christmas list. And then to pair with that, maybe an 8-inch Dobsonian telescope, something like a Stella Lyra 8-inch Dobsonian telescope. They're really nice.
Okay.
They're again those ones on Lazy Susans.
Oh, right. Okay.
That you spin round and you point up and down. And it takes all of the strange complexities out of looking at the night sky, because then you're literally just moving an object, moving your telescope side to side, up and down. And they're just very straightforward to use. So if you've never had a telescope before, I would recommend going down that route rather than the route of building a tripod. And tripods can actually be really fiddly and really complicated. So Dobsonian telescope is what I would go for. And then some nice binoculars to look at the moon as well. Maybe some, just some nice astro binoculars of some description, 9x50, something like that. That would do a job.
Nice. A few Christmas present suggestions there.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. On the subject of the moon, this Artemis 2,
yes,
is due to go in February.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of excitement about this, but hopefully they pull this off now. Just talk to us about what to expect.
I would love this to happen in February, because I'm in Florida in late February.
Well, imagine that, eh?
So if they can just make sure that they put it at the end of February, that would be really good.
Hey, NASA, if you're listening,
yeah.
See what you can organise.
End of Feb, that'd be a really good time to launch Artemis 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be expected from landing on the moon again. I sometimes realise that the images that we had from the moon from the 70s and the 60s, late 60s and 70s, they were all right. They were good. And of course, we've seen some fantastic processing of those images by Andy Saunders. Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Andy Saunders,
true. Yeah, we've seen some fantastic images processed of the moon by Andy Saunders, who we interviewed a few months back. So we have seen some great detail of images of the moon, but this time we'll see them in high definition quality with cutting edge cameras which are far superior to the stuff that was taken up there in the 60s and 70s. And just knowing that somebody's on the moon, I think, is going to be such a weird thing. I know many people experienced that and who are still living today. Certainly my mum was around when people landed on the moon and stuff. But just knowing that there's somebody on the moon will be really cool.
So is Artemis 2 a manned mission? Or
no,
it's not a manned mission yet?
Not
but that's
quite.
The ultimate end game.
That's the ultimate end game. Yeah, that is the ultimate end game. It's the same as Apollo. That we go through these various different testing processes before we get to the final.
Yeah.
We're landing on the moon. So we're kind of heading towards the moon, and then we're going around the moon perhaps. Then we may trial a landing on the moon, but not actually land. And then we'll land on the moon eventually. It might take lesser goes than it did with Apollo, because of course we know a lot more about the moon. We've got a lot more high quality imagery of the moon now as well. That was one of the drawbacks from the 60s, is that we had really, really good images of the moon, but they weren't good enough for really landing on the moon confidently, which is why there was that moment when they were just about to touch down on the moon that they had to go a little bit further, because actually where they were supposed to land was not good enough. There was too many craters that we couldn't see, rough terrain that we couldn't see. We can see all of that much, much better now. So it makes it a little bit less of a difficult, ambiguous process. But exciting few years, I think. And Artemis 2 is the next step towards really starting to plant feet on the ground.
So that's one to watch, certainly. See how that goes in February. You might be there. If you are there, then that's...
Not on the spaceship.
Not on the spaceship. No. You'll be maybe potentially observing
be watching
the
it.
launch.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're there for the launch, that's March's podcast sorted. Just make sure you take your mic.
Yeah.
You're all good.
I will. I'll be there. With it, all you'll hear is rumble and then squeals.
No, I once went to a space shuttle launch in Florida.
Oh, wow.
And it got canned 15 minutes before they were about to launch because it was too windy. Everybody was there, 15 minutes. You think we're all good.
Yeah.
Could see the shuttle in the distance. I was on Cocoa Beach, and you could see it. I mean, about 10 miles away, but you could still see the launch pad with the shuttle on there, and you could see everything's, activity going on in the area. And then they were doing the countdown, 15 minutes, and then the clock stopped. So...
I would love them to bring the shuttle out of retirement or even build a new one that looked like the shuttle but was less maintenance than the shuttle was. And I'd just love to see it, because I would love to see it take off and the landing back to Earth as well, like an aeroplane was so cool.
It was good, wasn't it?
I mean, watching SpaceX and stuff is fantastic, and Blue Origin now with relanding boosters and stuff.
Shuttle, is it? There's something about the shuttle.
Yeah, the shuttle. There's something about it. I would love to see it, and I've seen a SpaceX launch. It was great. It was very loud, but I've been told that it's not a patch on the shuttle.
Nah.
So
the shuttle was an event.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? The closest I've been to a shuttle launch that actually took off is probably going to the IMAX thing in Bradford, where they used to do this thing where they were always putting like NASA. When IMAX was like more of a scientific experiment than it was like now you go and watch any old movie in IMAX. And the one in Bradford, they had this massive screen, and then they started doing it in 3D.
With the glasses.
The 3D glasses, and they did this great thing where they were following the space shuttle getting launched. And if ever you get a chance to see this thing at any of the proper IMAX things, there was a 3D space shuttle launch. They went up with the crew, and they had a camera on the ground next to, a fair way back, but not that far back from where the shuttle was launching. So they light the rocket booster things, and everything comes out, and you see that big thing of dust blow up, and the smoke or whatever it is coming your way. And that you see that coming towards you on this massive screen. And then in 3D, they had such detail, these little bits of gravel that were flying, and you're like going, you're ducking. It was really good. But some of the stuff they did on there, I think if you do get the chance, if you ever, I think in London, the British Film Institute do it, and I think they still do it in Bradford at the Media Museum. They've got one of the biggest screens in the country in there, and some of their space stuff that they've done, the space station I think they've got now, and the thing, it's really good. And you really feel because the screen's so blooming big, you feel like you are floating around a bit. It's really good.
Kennedy Kennedy Space Center. When you go there, they've got the space center. In the space center, they've got the shuttle Atlantis, and that reveal of that shuttle is possibly one of the best things I have ever seen.
Wow.
In terms of immersive experience, because you kind of walk into this huge big warehouse-like room, and it's got this big screen at the end, but then there's these almost like wings, like on a theatre, you've got like the different curtains either side. It was like that, but they were screens as well on either side, and then you get this big, very American produced we built the shuttle and it was really cool, and here's loads of shuttles taking off, and the sound's amazing, and it gets you to this point of emotion whereby you're like, oh yeah, this is brilliant, space shuttles. And then the screen goes transparent, and the lights on Artemis illuminate it, and it's actually the shuttle behind the screen that you see, and then the screen comes up and you walk into it, and it was honestly the best reveal of anything that I've ever seen.
Wow.
is the reveal of Artemis at Kennedy. So go see that.
Look out for that. Well, I think we've given you a few tips nonetheless,
on the Christmas list.
For your Christmas list and things that you might want to do if you can. But of course, top of your list should be come and see Kielder in person at one of our now 2 locations: Kielder Observatory in Kielder Forest, or now at the Twice Brewed Inn on the Military Roads in Northumberland, which is just around the corner from a bus stop. So you're all good, and either of those, we'd love to see you there. Different experiences at the 2 separate ones. They're not both identical by any stretch of the imagination. So if you have been to Kielder Observatory and you love it and you think, well, I want to try something different, then try here, and vice versa. But come down to Twice Brewed or the main observatory and get your tickets right now. KielderObservatory.org.
And while you're here as well, visit the Sill. Because at the moment at the Sill, which is right next door, they have an exhibition from Royal Greenwich Observatory, which is the Astrophotography of the Year competition that's on show at the Sill.
There you go. It's all happening here in Northumberland.
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. And if we don't chat before Christmas, we'll have a great festive time and
have a lovely festive period.
Keep your telescopes trained to the skies on Christmas Eve. You never know who you might see.
Oh, yes. You never know who you might see. Yeah. Around about 7 o'clock-ish, I think it was.
Will NORAD be doing their thing?
They'll do their thing. Yeah. And you might just see Santa lighting up as he crosses the... I'm not sure why Santa lights up, but... I'm not sure what the logic behind this is.
Question the magic of the reindeer.
And he's moving very slowly as well. This, of course, is the International Space Station. I don't want to ruin it for any kids that might be listening. This is the International Space Station will be crossing the sky on Christmas Eve. So do double check. The website that I recommend going to for International Space Station crosses, if you're interested in looking out for it, is Heavens Above. Google Heavens Above, and you'll find it there. And it's a list of all of the times that it'll be crossing the skies wherever you are. So you can specify where you are on the planet, and then it'll tell you when to expect the space station and when to look out for it. It's great to see. It's just one of those things that when you see it, when you spend a little bit of time thinking about what it is that you're looking at, you're looking at some people trapped in a can 250 miles above the planet, moving at like 17,500 miles an hour. And it's really interesting as well when you look at it, when it's low down on the horizon, certainly for us here in the northern parts of the UK, when we see it quite low down on the horizon, it's actually above northern Spain, like directly above northern Spain, but we can still see it across the northern horizon, which is a cool thing to think about. And another way to remember that our planet is spherical, not flat, just in case you were thinking.
Just for the doubters out there. So there's something else to look out for then. That's Christmas Eve?
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And it's happening a few times through the course of December as well. Yeah. So Heavens Above, check that out, that website, and see the International Space Station in action, in space. Well, have a fantastic Christmas, whatever you're doing. We'll be back with you with another episode at some point soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking out the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh, yes, you are. I'm very jealous of this, actually.
I am.
You can take loads of pictures.
I've never been that far before.
Yeah. It's a very long way.
It is a very long way. So we'll see what the night sky from down under brings.
Upside down moon.
Yeah, everything will be upside down, of course.
The sun transiting the north.
Yes.
All of this would just hurt my head, actually, I think.
I know, the sun going from right to left?
Right to left, yeah. I'd spend a couple of days just amazed by that movement. And then, of course, you've got the Magellanic Clouds as well, which you may be able to see. I'm not sure what time of year you can see those, but you may see those. Those are the 2 dwarf galaxies orbiting our own galaxy. You can see them. That'd be cool.
Wow, okay.
And then even possibly, again, it depends on the time of year. I'm not sure what the orientation of it will be, but the centre of our Milky Way galaxy, in which you'll see the famed Llama constellation, which is actually a dark cloud in the Milky Way that looks a little bit like a llama. It's a Mayan culture constellation.
Oh, okay. Right.
And this is where Proxima Centauri is the nearest star to us. Our nearest star is in that little little patch of sky there as well. Can't see it with the naked eye, but you can know comfortably that you're looking in its direction.
Okay. Well, I'll see how I get on.
Yeah.
I'll see how I get on. But yeah, that'll be something different. Certainly.
Nice time.
Yeah. Gonna be warm.
Well, I'd rather that than January in the UK.
Don't get me wrong, it's not a complaint. Okay, well, thanks a lot, folks. Have a great Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you soon at one of the two Kielder observatories. If not, we'll catch you on the next edition of this podcast. Take care.
Bye-bye. Happy Christmas.